Last week in the Krispy Kreme National Series, Alexander dominated on the different strategy and won in the desert at Phoenix Raceway and got his first win on the channel. Here today, we kick off a doubleheader weekend at one of the best mile and a halves on the schedule. It is race number 4 of the season, and it is the DraftKings 300 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Hello everyone, it's Nathan Stapleton, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, and this race is going to be a good one. And based off of what we've seen already, here in the return of the National Series, we've seen a lot of fantastic racing. And let's see how today goes. 50 laps on tap, around lap 28 for fuel, so if this stays going all the way, just past halfway. And we'll see on how everything shakes out. We got a 3-man booth up here once again. We got the owner of 2311 Racing and Cup and Sam Hunt Racing here in the National Series with Jack Haas. And we got Stuart Glenn, Cup Series driver, and then number 47. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Well, thank you for having us.
Great to be here. I don't think I've actually called a race on your channel, Nathan. So I think this is the first time for me. But yeah, looking forward to this race. Should be a ripper here, Las Vegas. Always a fun track.
Oh yeah, Las Vegas, a very fun mile and a half, and especially what we got down out here. Very similar to the Cup Series, and we've seen last year with the same I&I. We saw 2 and 3 different lanes. We'll see that here today. I'm glad to see this too. We're a Cup guy in the rookie season. Las Vegas is a tricky mile and a half, multi-groove racing, and some of the corners can be a little bit sketchy. How do you take it for this field, knowing that a lot of these guys, this is the first time on this channel at Las Vegas?
Well, there's a certain level of managing the tyres. It's going to be about just a little bit over halfway for the first stint. Then we get the pit stops. It's about managing your tyres and making sure that you've got, as the run goes along. If it's a green flag run, you keep your best stuff up your sleeve. I think we're going to see a bit of aggression in this race. We're going to see some guys make some bold moves throughout. It is a fast intermediate. They carry a lot of speed throughout the turns. So we can see 3 wide on occasion. That can end badly. It's going to be interesting to see how they go. And I'm going to be keeping some notes, I think, for the Cup race tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely got to take some notes. Of course, the last time the Cup Series were on a mile and a half, you won at Atlanta. Quite confident fashion. As far as for you, Jack, you got 2 cars here with 2 rookie drivers. They've had a very solid start to the season. Carlos Miller is in points with the top 5 won last week, and Philip Torres is a little bit farther down in the point standings. But knowing that you have 2 cars here today, and knowing of how tight the field has been so far, what do you need to do as a team owner and for the cars to have a good one here at Las Vegas?
First of all, I just want to mention that Chris Martin's my driver, not Carson Miller. Carson, good for him, got the pole today. Good run for that team. For myself personally, not being in the driver's seat, there's not much I can do directly. I can try to give advice to my guys, as you mentioned, both rookies to the series, both relatively inexperienced on the channel as a whole. I haven't run very many races myself, to be honest, but best I can do is try to give advice. Off to a pretty good start, Chris being 11th in points. Philip a little further back, but that's mainly because of the Daytona run. Just keep learning with every lap, every race. Make sure you run all the laps today. Try your best to do that. Don't do anything that's going to get you taken out. Just make passes where you can. Don't do anything stupid to hurt the car, hurt the team. Just pretty simple like that.
Yeah, and who knows if one of them can get the job done. Maybe they can gamble and win in Las Vegas. And here is the point standings. Philip Williams has a 21-point lead over William Ayers in second Avery Alford is in third, minus 22. Ben Watson, who starts deep in the field here today, outside the top 30. He is fourth in points, minus 23. Chris Jericho is in fifth, minus 27. Carson Miller and last week's winner of Alexander Lowe are tied for sixth in points, minus 30. Nick Lopez is in eighth, minus 32. Angel Gutierrez is in ninth. And so is Rob Belcon Jr. They are both tied with 34 points. It is still tight from second on back, but Logan Williams all the way point out to a 21-point lead in over a 3-race time period. But on the pole is 16 points of Carson Miller and the Season 2 champion of Eric Monaco. Role number 2 is the number 91 of Zayn Davison, and alongside him is the driver that almost won at Atlanta of Caleb Rose. Role number 3 is Bradley Ream and the Atlanta winner of Logan Williams and a point leader. Role number 4 is Jordan Stout, the Truck Series champion from last year, and then Benjamin Amari Jr. And rounding out the top 10 is Keegan Thompson and last week's winner of Alexander Lowe. I'm going to get these drivers drawn off here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And it's going to be Jack Koss and then Stuart Glenn. Who do you guys think will gamble and win in Las Vegas?
I'm going to have to go with the guy starting in 5th place, personally. I've seen Bradley Ream do a lot of really impressive things on this channel. In all series combined. I think he's got a really good starting spot. I think he knows what he's doing across the board. I think he's going to win today.
I could go the easy pick and go with Logan Williams, who starts right alongside, but I'm going to go a few rows back to a guy who's top 5 in points, Chris Jericho, in the number 8, starting from the 11th position. I like where he starts, and he's had a good start to the season. I think he gets it done today.
Not bad. Couple of pits, Ream off to a slow start, but with a good starting position here. And Jericho starting to figure things out as a driver. It's been a slow start for his team in the Cup Series, but he's starting to figure things out as a driver here in the National Series, and we'll see on how everything shakes out. It's going to be a 1, 2, maybe 3 lanes of racing, 50 laps on tap, and pit stops just past halfway. And we'll see if these guys get crazy early on, with a chance of an early caution. It is race number 4 of the returning season of the Krispy Kreme National Series, and we are about to get rolling in Viva Las Vegas. The DraftKings 300 is green at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A clean first lap, side by side throughout the entire field. A great jump from Carson Miller in the number 51. He won the pole, and now he will lead lap number 1 and get a bonus point towards the championship. That could be very important by the time we get to the end of the regular season at race 16. And here is the little pit chat, all the way up to the 2nd position. Maybe is Bradley Ream side by side with Zayn Davison.
Yeah, already making some moves to the start of the field. We kind of expected that. We want to see some 3-wide racing. That's always exciting, but wow, Davidson held him off. That's impressive. I do like to see that, though. That makes me think the outside's going to have a little bit of power behind it. We're going to have more than just one dominant lane. Still 2 spots for Bradley Ream gained on the start of the race, but man, Carson Miller with an amazing start to this race. As we're starting to peak 3-wide, Caleb Rose has taken that look on Keegan Thompson. But looks like Eric Monaco is not going to have the grip to keep up on the outside.
Did a run on the outside that the 14 was able to get there through turn 3 and 4. So as you said, Jack, it's going to be something we'll keep an eye on throughout the race, and hopefully we get to see that outside lane come into play. Monaco dropping back a little bit here in the 97, start on the outside off the front row. I like Zayn Davidson in the number 91, qualified quite well. Hasn't got off to a great start this season, 34th in points, but I think he's a pretty solid driver. I know the results haven't come as of yet, but I think he's pretty solid. See Rose on his way forward. He got down to the inside, so you saw the 97, the 44. They were stuck on the outside. Rose was able to get to the inside pretty early on, and he's working his way forward. Got to keep an eye on him as this race goes along, as well as Jordan Stout, the 11, who's making that move for 3rd.
Jordan Stout making a move for third. Chris Jericho about took out the 38. And now here comes Danny Davidson with a great one down the back stretch into turn number 3. And this is what we are going to see all week long. Multi-groove racing. Can Davidson make it stick on the race lead? Jericho's going to get past Caleb Rose. And at the line, it's going to be the 51 for now. But Jordan Stout is going to go side by side with Bradley Weem. And there is some time off, but not like Atlanta. It's only going to be maybe a second or so. So there's a lot of advantage that these guys can do with tires. Now about this, Caleb Rose maybe making 3 wide. That was a little bit tight. And these guys were being very easy at the start, but now we're getting racy with within the top 10.
Yeah, he tried to take that look, but thought better of it. We got it settled back down to 2 wide. And all this battling has actually allowed the 19 of Ryan Durrani to enter the battle as well. So this is kind of looking like pack racing as Caleb really dove it in there on the 11 of Jordan Stout. We're going to see a lot of that today. Now, you mentioned the tire fall-off's not going to be super significant compared to similarly styled track as Atlanta, but you still don't want to burn those tires up. And I would say that 38 of Caleb Rose is doing that right now. He's making huge gains on the rest of these drivers. He's probably going to look inside of Zayden Davidson here in turn 1. Not quite yet, but that move is coming. That 38 has a lot of power underneath the hood. He's going for a bonus point at the very least, but I see. And now he's under fire from Ryan Durrani. That 19's quick too. Oh, wow. I don't even know what to say. These two guys early on looking like some of the class of the field for sure.
Durrani also has worked his way up through the field. He started from the 13th position, so that car definitely very, very quick. But you saw Rose. He got a little, probably too close to the rear of Davidson into turn 1 of the previous lap, and then didn't get as good of a run as he gets the run of the outside there of the 11 of Jordan Stout, and now Durrani to the inside for trying to get to the lead underneath the Davidson. That car very, very fast, and Durrani, definitely like a very good result. I can guarantee you that. He comes into this race 17th in the championship. He's going to lead this lap. And this is a very good run for Joe Gibbs Racing. Some of the cars have struggled this year, but the 19 doing a good job.
Definitely, and for Ryan Durrani, he's trying to win 2 in a row. Last week at Phoenix in the Joe Bale Cup Series, it was Andy Miller, his Cup driver, dominated in that Red Brothers machine. Now this week he's trying to get a win as a driver instead of a owner. But we're only on lap 10, and we are seeing all kinds of multi-groove racing. Zane Davidson got close to the wall. Don't know if he got into the wall, but that is one of the trouble spots, is that sometimes they can get tight off turn 4, and he lost a bunch of momentum. Doesn't matter if he got into the wall or not, as he's going to get passed by Jericho. Bradley might get passed by Warren Kendall in the number 07, Benjamin Amari Jr. as well, Logan Williams, and Chris Mullen rounds out the top 10. Great stuff early on, and these tires might be affecting these guys a little bit, but we got the best 2 cars up front right now of Rose and Durrani.
Yeah, I couldn't tell for sure if the 91 did brush the wall. I just kind of caught it out of the corner of my eye last lap. I thought he did, but regardless, like you said, the loss of momentum is impacting him greatly here. We'll have to see if the 91 can make a comeback later in this race, but I agree. I would tend to agree with you. I had said it a couple laps ago. These two look to be the class of the field. Now, Jordan Stout and Chris Jericho are not far behind. I know firsthand what Jordan Stout's capable of. Drives for me in the Cup Series for 2311. Very, very capable race car driver. I don't want to say anything about the team. Like, I'm not discrediting what they've brought to the track this week, but it looks like as of right now they're a 3rd best car, which is still better than my cars. So don't take that as any disrespect, Trevor. Sorry about that. As we see the 91 looking back to the inside of Chris Martin's, this might be the start of that comeback towards the front. Momentum gained up again. Let's see if he can make the run.
The top 5 have also really broken away from 6th, so if they could get, which is it's almost a second at the moment from the 28 of Ream to Ryan Kendall. If they could break a second ahead, I mean, they're going to be hard to catch. I mean, you got Logan Williams back here in the 44, you got a Marty here in the 42. I mean, they're trying to get past the 07 right here, right now. But once you drop a second back, you lose some draft benefits, and it's hard to make up that ground. So. You see the 42, 44 got past the 07 there, and that gap now 1.2 seconds between 5th and 6th. But now you see Stout and Jericho and Ream, they're all closing in now on Durrani and Rose. So, front of the field, the battle is certainly intensifying as Stout looks at the inside, but it wasn't quite close enough to make that move alongside the 38.
Top 5 have broken away here. About halfway through the field one, about lap 28 is when these guys will pit. Jericho to the inside of Jordan Stout, and it's kind of like deja vu for Caleb Rose, because he ran up front very strong at Atlanta, but didn't get the job done, got second by getting passed by Logan Williams late. This time, he wants to not that happen again, and he wants to race the lead inside of Durrani, side by side, and Caleb Rose is going to maybe leave this lap. He will get a bonus point towards the championship. And here comes Jordan Stout as well, not going to make it 3 wide, but this might allow Amari Jr. and Logan Williams to close in a little bit. Durrani under fire from Jordan Stout as well. And it's going to be interesting on how everything plays out. But Durrani trying to whip that second lane. It is multi-groove, like I said. And that outside lane has a little bit more power than what I thought it would. But it looks like Jordan Stout will get that position.
Yeah, it looks like at least at this point in the race, the bottom lane is still the dominant and preferred lane. I would have thought maybe off turn 4, the outside might have a little bit more to it. Little bit of a bump by Jericho to the 19 of Durrani. No harm, no foul there. Probably a little bit of annoyance out of the 19, perhaps, as we see some battling here for 6th place. This is definitely not going to help the cause to get back up to the leaders. I say that, they look like they're... I can't tell if they're gaining it or not. We'll see here at the line what the interval is. It was just over a second between 5th and 6th last lap. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're losing some ground, especially now that we've got another. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong number here. That's the 29, not the 28. My bad. Felicity Mendoza entering the battle now. If they can keep a single file, I'd be curious if they could kind of sniff a bit of a draft from these two as they go side by side, but it looks like our front 5 are starting to go single file again. Jericho just about getting the wall there.
Yeah, and just about hitting the wall there is going to lose him a lot of time, and you can see Williams now back down to 0.6 of a second, so he's flying. Mendoza is flying in the 29, started from 20th on that outside lane and done a very nice job working way forward, although these kind of battles aren't going to do either of them really any good, at least in the at least in theory anyway. But 29 looks really, really fast, and of course that is the sister car to Caleb Rose, is currently leading the race, and obviously Bradley Ream also up in the top 5. So RSS look very, very quick, to say the least. But you can see the top 2 have certainly strung out a bit. I mean, you see the gap that Rose has pulled on Stout, and Stout's pulled on Durrani. Looks like Durrani's car is struggling a bit as this run has gone along. Maybe pushed a little too much, perhaps, and now it's starting to suffer on the tyres just a little bit. We are over 20 laps now into the run and approaching pit stops within the next 5-10 laps. So maybe there's a bit of a struggle on with the tyres on the number 19, but still doing a good job in 3rd. Oh, look how close Ream is to the rear. I think the 28's got a bit more speed.
I definitely think that Durrani might not have a long call, like you said, and I think the top 2 do, and I think these guys are getting a little bit impatient, especially Jericho to the inside of Bradley. Shout out to Felicity Mendoza out of nowhere and still absolutely flying. You want to talk about a long one card? I think this 29 has it here in this one. Logan Williams right behind him in 7th. Great one once again, as in now would be 4 straight top 10s to start off the season, including Daytona somehow. Amari Jr. in 8th. Eli Bright in 9th. And then Juan Kendall still inside the top 10. Juan Garcia, Alexander Rowe in the 4th. RSS color of Label is not that far behind. And then Robo Khan Jr. a little bit of tight racing with Duncan Wood and Carson Miller, who has unfortunately dropped back outside the top 10 and almost outside the top 15. Same as Sadie Davidson has dropped back a lot in the number 91. Chris Mullins has dropped back a lot, and he was inside the top 10 early on. It's about a second plus of tire off, but definitely some cars have better tires than others. And then shout out to Ben Watson, he's still not last, but near the back of the field, about 30th. And He's inside the top 22, I believe, as of now. See what is this time by, I believe it will be 21st actually for him. And yes, 21st. So Watson 30th to 21st, not too bad, but back up to the front is all Caleb Rose here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 1+ second lead with about a handful of laps away from pit stops.
Yeah, those pit stops coming up any lap now. Probably within the next, I would say everybody should be on pit road in the next 4 or 5 laps to have their one cycle of the race. I gotta go back on a comment I made earlier. I thought Caleb Rose was really burning up his equipment, making his way to the front of the field, but he's got the 1 second
no,
lead.
oh no. Oh no,
really...
there's what happened to the 38 fuel system issue.
Whoa.
Oh, that's...
Oh
Oh,
boy.
I thought
Oh,
we
my
were starting pit stops there too. Something's wrong with the 19.
He got held up.
No, but he's... Did he lose that much momentum? It looks like there's something wrong.
I think he did just lose that much momentum. Oh.
Wow.
My goodness, you
Wow.
cannot make this up. Right when you were saying something about the 38 track, I see how the fuel system issue.
I was just making the comment about how I thought he had burned up his equipment, but I meant it in a metaphorical way, not a literal way. As we see pit stops beginning right now, Stout, Ream. Oh, what late decision by Logan! Wow, that's questionable at the best. Oh man, this pit entry is throwing everybody for a loop, myself included, ourselves included. The drivers that stay on the racetrack, they don't know what's going on. I almost just want to watch it and shut up.
There's a lot going on, and this pit stop is so important, particularly if this race goes green. I can't emphasize enough the importance of making sure that you don't make any mistakes on pit road and you get out cleanly and quickly, I should say. It's so important in this race to make up some ground. Looks like Rose is going to lose a lap because of the fuel system issue, but you see Logan's done, Jordan Stout's done, Bradley Ream. Looks like Amadi was a little bit slow getting out of the box. It might cost him a bit of time. Looks like Mendoza's got past there, so I'm pretty sure that's a change for position. You see the rest, most of the field coming down. I think the 8's still out there, Jericho. So strategy going to be important as well. How much will the staying out 1 lap longer, or is down pit road? How much will the tyre wear come into play, or the 1 lap fresher tyres for Jericho compared to some of the guys that came down the lap before? It'll be very, very interesting. You can see Durrani there as well. There's Caleb Rose. I think he's a lap down. The 19 is out ahead. But I think Logan, there he is in the 44, and he's just going to round him up.
Well, that was a lot of chaos happening all at the same time. Caleb had his issue. We have the pit stop shenanigans. And then all that, I do believe, somehow, some way, the point leader of Logan Williams might be the race leader. We'll see what Caleb Rose is. I don't know if he's a lap down or not, if they fixed the fuel system issue. And no, they did not. He is on the tail end, or maybe even a lap down. He is in the last place. I think he's on the tail end, about to go lap down. So it will be the point leader of Logan Williams having a 2.5 second lead with 21 laps to go. Jordan Stout in second, Bradley in third, Juan Durrani in fourth, Felicity Mendoza in fifth, Jericho in sixth, Eli Blight in seventh, Carson Miller's back inside the top 10 after pit stops, Allison Amari Jr. and Ryan Kendall rounds out the top 11. And now this is going to be very interesting, as Ben Watson might be inside the top 15, and he is now after pit stops. Great call from the 418. Don't know what they did, but from 21st to 15th, a great one before pit stops, 30th to 15th, and now this is going to be interesting. Can anyone catch up with Logan Williams? As of now, it is not the case. Already a 2.7 second gap over the field. And now it's going to be 2.8. Logan Williams, dominant guy of the series so far, might just get another win.
Yeah, and the lap before that, he actually gained about 0.3 over Jordan Stout as well. So it appears as though I almost said the 11, the 44 car is definitely primed for this late race run. We still have almost 20 laps to go, so there's all kinds of time for something to happen. I just want to know, and I'm not crazy, am I? He did pit the same lap as all these teams. Like, I don't think he came in a lap earlier. That's just a stellar performance by the pit crew to get him that lead. Now, he doesn't have anybody helping him. There's no drafting help by himself. He does have the clean air, which is a massive benefit. And I guess the drafting help won't really matter, because these guys look like they want to go 3 wide for second anyway. They're just trying to find any excuse they can to do so.
Yeah, the more these guys battle, the more time they lose. Even though Williams is out on his own, he just continues to find more and more speed. It's 3.5 seconds now, so yeah, it's going to take a Herculean effort for any of these guys to close in. The 29 looks fast, closing up here from the battle for that second, third, fourth, fifth. Done a really nice job, Mendoza, to work her way up from 20th on the grid, but probably not going to get there in time. And this is so impressive from Logan. He's clearly found something. Oh, is that a yellow?
Is that yellow? No, it's not. I thought it was. Not the first time that's tricked me. Yeah, something with the line off one of these corners, I think with the cam file. It looked like there was a caution. That's not the first time it tripped me up this race, and had to keep an eye on that for the cup race, I guess. But we might have a really good battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, but this is just like Venus last week, where Alexander Rowe after pit stops had a 3+ second lead, and Logan Williams now has a 3.5+ second lead. This is absolutely insane when we are only 4 races in, and pretty much everybody has been doing a good job keeping up with the reins. So that team owner and driver combo of Matthew Hubert and Logan Williams is just working out perfectly so far. And Logan Williams might get a second win in 4 races, but we still have a long way to go. We did lose some time last lap, so we have 14 laps to go, and we'll see what ended up happening. We saw what happened to Caleb Bowles when he was out front, so anything is possible late in the DraftKings 300.
Anything is possible, but we certainly hope we've seen the end of the misfortune for our leaders, or for anybody for that matter. You don't wish that upon anybody. Nothing much more can be said about the dominance of that 11. I made a comment before we started the broadcast today about how it seems as though on your channel specifically, Nathan, Logan is just unbeatable. And we have to mention as well, team owner Matthew Hubert, he's got something figured out on the owner side. Obviously, he's got his team at the start of this race, 1st and 2nd in the points. I know over in the DeWalt Cup Series, Vision Motorsports is just on a tear to start the season. So he knows what he's doing. He's got it figured out. The battle for second here, still an impressive one. I'm quite excited by this, as they're still losing time to Logan, I will say that, as we approach 10 to go. But it's an exciting one. Anyway, Jordan Stout, looking back inside of Ryan Durrani, I don't think he tagged him, but he couldn't have got much closer. Sent Ryan Durrani up the track. And don't look now, but Mendoza, I don't think she's got the time or the laps to get to the lead, but I think she's got a teammate helping her here. I think we could get a second place out of this one.
Yeah, up to 3rd now, so that 29 looks pretty good. Jordan Stout got a massive run down the back last time, and I think maybe surprised Durrani. I think Durrani wasn't really expecting the 11 perhaps to make the move, and maybe that's what ended up happening there. But of course, the more they battle, the more they lose ground to the 44. As Reem now going to the inside for that 3rd position. Battle between the teammates there. And don't look now, Jericho and Bryce, I mean, they're closing in here as well. So they came down a lap after the guys like Stout and Williams. So they're closing in late in the going here, and they could potentially snag a top 5 as well. So we'll see if they can make the most of these guys battling in front. Williams he's 4.2 seconds ahead. We'll see what he is across the line. 4.2, so about the same. But yeah, unless something happens, which I mean very well could. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but he looks very, very good for this race win.
Absolutely crazy for Logan Williams to have a 4-second lead and only 4 races into the season. And all the lanes are still fairly equal with each other. But once again, this is things all over again. The battle that is in second on bat is just fantastic stuff. Got one between Durrani and the 28 machine, and then the 8 and the 1. And here's the thing, I will mention, we are still in that area where if we get a caution now, we will go back green. So there is still a chance if we get a caution, we will go back green with 7 laps to go, this time 5, but it's looking more and more likely that will not be the case, and it's looking more and more likely that Mendoza might steal a second place finish here today from Jordan Stout.
I absolutely have to say it. I just find it comical. It seems like in every single racing series that there is in NR2003 right now, the duo of Chris Jericho and Eli Bright are absolutely inseparable, and I find it hilarious that here they are battling for a position late in this race, both on the same tire strategy, both driving for the same team. Had to say it. Thought that was hilarious. I do want to give a shout out as well. If it weren't for the misfortune that happened to Caleb Rose, the entire oh my god, I was gonna say something about the RSS racing team and their absolute not misfortune but fortune today. Aaron Abel in the 39 has snuck his way into the top 10. I just wanted to make mention of that. So just a tremendous day by them, ignoring the mechanical failure, of course. We're within 5 to go, and that lead is still gaining. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but just a massive showing today by that 11 team. Second and third place, still trying to sort that out. Stout and Mendoza fighting for that. I would have thought the 29 would have made a pass by now. Might just be saving past the point of no return, I believe. So not saving anything for a late race restart, but don't want to make that move too soon either. We've seen that come back to bite drivers before.
Absolutely, but Jordan Stout is defending really, really well as well. He's placing the car in the right position more often than not to keep that 29 behind. So he's doing a really good job in this race, and I don't know, I think you'd be pretty happy about Jordan doing quite well. See Jericho going to the inside for that 5th position to the inside of Bradley Ream. So those tyres, I think they are having a bit of a helping hand here for these two guys. Shout out to Eli as well. I mean, he started 22nd. He's worked his way through the field very, very well in this race. So up to the 6th position because he just got around Bradley Ream. So looks like the battle is going to be here for second. And does Durrani have anything for the guys ahead as well? Will be something we'll have to keep an eye on. I don't think so, but we'll see here. Coming to 2 to go this time. Williams with an unassailable lead. Can Mendoza get past for second? That's the question.
Gonna be a great one from Mendoza here today, regardless of getting second or third. Because I'm speechless of that number 44 of Logan Williams here today. But once again, just like Phoenix, the lead was gone, but the racing from 2nd through 8th has been fantastic. All these guys racing hard, and I think the long distance of those 1 lap flusher tires is working great for Eli Bright and Chris Jericho, but it is the white flag presented by Powerade, and Logan Williams has caught up to Caleb Rose, so that might be another reason why the league was growing more than what it already was. But Logan Williams, 3 top 5s entering this race, 1 at Atlanta the last mile and a half, and he's going to get his 2nd win on the season, 2nd win on a mile and a half, and he's going to get his 4th top 10 in 4 races. Logan Williams will win the DraftKings 300 and get his 10th win on the channel.
I just got to say, for anybody that decided to watch this race from the start and then skip to the end, no, that was not the battle for the win. You might have thought it was, unfortunately for Caleb, and his fuel system failure, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yep.
Ruined a really, really good showing at the start of the race. But congrats to Logan Williams for yet again another dominating victory on this channel. I guess the last one wasn't dominating, but it's a victory nonetheless. extending that points lead tremendously for the entire 44 team and Alpha Prime Racing. Let's see. I don't have it open right now, the standings, but I know his closest competition entering this race, William Ayers, is nowhere to be seen in the top 28. So, where
31st.
31st. That's an unfortunate showing this week. Still early in the season. I have all the faith that they can turn that around for sure. Just a poor showing today, but yeah, Logan Williams, massive points lead after 4 races in the season. I would be afraid if I was another driver, and as a team owner myself, I'm afraid. He's going to be a tough one to catch, especially if he can keep the performances such as this one going for the remainder of the year.
Yeah, this was a statement win. I mean, to win the way that he did was outstanding, and it was like what, 2.5 seconds after the pit stop. He's ended up winning by nearly 5.5 seconds. So, I mean, Matthew Hubert's the team owner. He knows what he's doing. Logan knows what he's doing. It's not really surprising to see this combination be as dominant as they were in this race, and so it is a statement. We've still got a long way to go, of course. There's still a lot of the season to play out, but that average finish is like under 3 for Logan. That's how well he's going at the moment. So he's off to a flying start. Avery Alpha, don't know what happened to the 27. He finished 3 laps down. So not sure what happened to him in that race, because he came into this race 3rd in the championship. So he's going to drop quite a few positions. So yeah, not sure what happened to him, but disappointing for the 27 team. Disappointing for Caleb too. I do have to wonder if Caleb would have been able to keep up with the 44 if that race did play out. Of course, that pit road issue where Caleb was getting onto pit road held a bunch of drivers up. It allowed Logan to make up some ground. He got past everybody on the outside, and then once he got in that clear air, he was gone. He was off to the races. Outstanding performance from the 44.
Outstanding is all you can really say. 2 wins, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s. Gonna definitely have an average finish of less than 3. Gonna have an average start of 5, 7, something like that. And oh yeah, it does have 1 pole. And the bad thing for everyone else behind him is finishing the bat. Avery Alpha finishing the bat. Benny Watson started from the bat and got a 13th place finish. And then Chris Jericho got 5th. So I believe Jericho will be 2nd in points, but he's still going to be probably about 30 points behind Logan Williams already, and it's only race 4, still got 12 races left in the regular season, and then we got the 8-race chase. But what a battle from 2nd on bat, though. Just like last week at Phoenix, Leo was gone, but a great battle from 2nd on bat. Gonna ask Stewart, since he's in the Cup Series race, did you notice anything that could translate over to the Cup Series tomorrow, a little bit longer? But have fun with Logan Williams trying to do the weekend sweep here at Las Vegas tomorrow.
I think he's in with a really good shot. I mean, the team there, Front Row Motorsports, are very, very strong. And so it wouldn't surprise me if he was able to be right up there. But it's a very interesting track. I'm not sure how much to take from it in terms of the cars, and I don't know who does what in terms of the ratings and how much of an impact that it has. So still quite a few unknowns. But yeah, that outside lane in particular is something that you're going to have to keep in mind maybe for the Cup race tomorrow, because there were quite a few times that the outside lane was able to hold up and people were able to hold their position. Inside lane is still a preferred lane, but probably something to keep in mind. And they didn't go 3 wide really at all. So I don't know. We might see that tomorrow, but I don't think so, based on the way that this race played out at least.
I'm gonna ask you, chat. Not a great day for the Dwellers here. Philip Torres got 15th, and then Torrance of Correspondence got 24th. But you got Jordan Stout, who got 2nd here today on the Cup Series side. It's been a much better start to the season this year than last year for the team. How do you think tomorrow could go for the 23-11 racing camp?
I'm expecting big things tomorrow, especially after watching Jordan's performance today. He's gained some invaluable experience about this racetrack, how it's racing this weekend. Obviously, with the second place finish, he's got speed. Now I know the cars are set up differently, different manufacturer, different team owner, different ratings across the board, but I still think a lot of that success, everything that was successful in today's run, is going to translate to tomorrow as well. So I think I have high hopes, I will say that. Now Travis, of course, not in this race, not in this series, but I expect more of the same as well. He had a really strong showing a couple weeks ago at Atlanta. Not the same type of racetrack as we've mentioned, but similar style, mile-and-a-half intermediate, and he was really strong there. So I have high expectations. I'm anticipating great things tomorrow.
I am as well. The last time we were here for the Cup Series, it was wild in the chase race last year. Moved up to race number 5 of the season, I believe, and it's going to be interesting of how that goes. The third race of the regular season, third race of the West Coast Swing, I should say, and we'll see how that shakes out for the BetMGM 400. Congratulations to Logan Williams on his second win on the season, and the points will be at the end of the video. And thanks for Jack Haas for joining me up here today, and good luck in the Cup race here tomorrow at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Points will be at the end, and once again, congratulations to Logan Williams for win number 2 in 4 races, and always looking like the guy to beat in the return of the Krispy Kreme National Series. Next race for these guys will be 2 weeks from now at another mile-and-a-half of Homestead Miami Speedway. Until then, we will see you guys next time.